30 years ago, the Jewish Heritage Center was founded by 4 philanthropic couples who really had the vision of what today is the Jewish Heritage Center. Dov and Marilyn Wolowitz, Jerry and Esther Williams, Edward and Phyllis Chernoff, and Yisrael Blum Oliver Shalom and his wife Tsurti. These 4 couples stayed with us for many, many years and provided many of the connections and a lot of the support that was able to build the center through those years.
Rabbi Turk and I go back a little history, more than 30 years. We went in high school together and yeshiva together, and he asked me to join him shortly after he began. HaKadosh Baruch Hu would send us throughout the years in so many different locations. Almost within a year or two, we were already going in the Queens and Long Island areas and even out in Suffolk County. The type of classes we have throughout the years were from the very basic Aleph-based reading Hebrew to advanced Talmud classes.
They had, Baruch Hashem, quite a large group of people who were interested in textual learning, and they approached me to give a class on biblical Hebrew.
We had classes in Halacha, we had classes in Mishnayos, we had classes in Gemara.
The participants had a tremendous desire to learn.
People came from many different types of backgrounds. They had their own perspectives, and it was my challenge to be able to try and present a Torah true perspective. And I had learned a lot from this group. I felt that I had to bring out the beauty of the Torah.
The teachers from the Jewish Heritage Center come with a lot of knowledge, but they also were very sensitive to all the Baalei Tshuva. We're students we're older already, and we've accomplished a lot, but when it comes to Judaic studies, the Judaic studies is where we lacked, and so they didn't make us feel like we were children.
The beauty about the center and the people involved with the center is that when you're on this path to, taking on Torah and mitzvos, you can really be who you want to be. You're at your own pace, and everybody is accepting, and you don't feel that you have to fit into something that you're not ready for.
The classes were just a means of meeting the individual. Whether the classes were classes in a university, or the classes were in a home, or the classes were in a shul, the classes were here in Queens and the location here. The approach was to become connected with them.
And once you had a relationship with a student, the next step was Shabbos. Initially, they would come to our homes for Shabbos, and then to the homes of people in the community. The warmth, the receptivity, the interest, the care, the concern, the respect that these students saw from the religious community at large bowled them over.
We always got more from the experience than whatever we were able to give to them. And so it's growth on both sides.
After 30 years of the Jewish Heritage Center, there are alumni of the center that are now living, working, and contributing to communities across the globe.
How magnificent this program is. 2,000 people have become Torah observant from one organization in 30 years. It's magnificent. And we're the beneficiaries of that, because those people send their children to us. And the children that come from us come with parents who want to see their child succeed. They don't take it for granted. They see it as an opportunity, a gift given to them, gifted to them, and now they want to pass this down to their children.
We were so fortunate to have a cadre of incredibly talented people. Just a few names that were with us for the bulk of our years. Rabbi David Schwartz, Oliver Shalom, whose untimely passing was such a loss to the entire center family and to Klal Yisrael. We were fortunate to have someone like David Kay for some 18 years. It is so exciting to see how the Jewish Heritage Center doesn't just have a past to look back on fondly, but the future is incredible.
Hashem's been so good to us. To be able to have our children running with the ball. They're on top of their game. They're involved in every aspect of the organization, and they're involved in so many people's lives as well.
I was fortunate to grow up in a household that was focused on doing kiruv. Obviously, my father running the Jewish Heritage Center together with Rabbi Turk, and I was privileged to see and experience the Mesiras Nefesh that it takes to run an organization like this. But until I joined the Jewish Heritage Center about 5 years ago, I never realized how it's really a full team effort.
It takes a very special kind of administration to be able to handle a center that has so many different divisions with so many different activities going on at any given point in time.
Rabbi Shai Rosenthal and the rest of the staff, Mrs. Sandra Brown, putting in the time, the effort, the care, the detail to make sure that everything is running properly and smoothly so we can accomplish what we're trying to do.
Also, the Mesiras Nefesh that our wives do, and they take on the job. You know, they never signed up for this job, but their commitment and their involvement and what their sacrifice to allow us to be able to do what we can do is unbelievable, and we are very thankful for that.
The center is busier today than we have ever been in our 30 years of our past. 30 years ago, the center began 2 locations, one in Queens, one in Long Island. Those 2 centers became 7 divisions.
We have divisions in Long Island, Queens, and Brooklyn. In Long Island, we have the JFI, which is the Jewish Family Initiative, which has already been running now for a number of years, and we've connected to hundreds of families out in Nassau and Suffolk County.
The goal of the JFI is to show our families that Judaism is relevant, it's exciting, even to the 21st century Jew, it's something that they could all relate to.
We've been running major events around the holidays, Passover, Hanukkah. We've been doing smaller targeted events. We have our Challah Club, which meets once a month. It's a group of women, limited spots to sign up, it fills up right away. The JFI, with the dedication and charismatic leadership of Rabbi Yaakov Grunstein, has been impacting so many lives. We've been running a trip to Israel this summer for moms. We're running one for dads in October as part of a year-long learning experience of going to Israel and then following up. We have our Stuart and Eileen Stone Hebrew School in Long Island together with Oav Shalom, where we have 50 children that are coming 2 times a week. The children is where it starts. And through the gracious help and support of Rick Stone, we've been able to provide families and children on Long Island with an exciting, relevant, engaging Hebrew school that kids love to come to. We have our college program on the campuses.
We call it JAM, the Jewish Awareness Movement,
reaching dozens, if not hundreds, of young college students, bringing relevant Jewish practice and experiences.
From decorating the sukkah to preparing shalach manos, having a chocolate seder, the college kids grab onto it and are engaged.
We have our Sephardic division on Long Island, which is reaching the large Persian Jewish demographic under the leadership of Rabbi Moshe Visogi, who has a special way of connecting.
What began 5 years ago as a small class with 6, 7 guys getting together to watch a football game and to learn a little bit afterwards has evolved into a large class, 15, 20 guys. They want to see what the Torah has to offer them, and it's branched out into a lot more, a tremendous amount of influence in their lives where they reach out, they want to know how the Torah could help them live their life, how it could help them find a marriage partner, how it could help them be a better husband, be a better father. And constantly, I find that this relationship that we've developed because of the class has led into really an enhancement of their life in every way, shape, or form.
As we prepare for greater growth on Long Island, we have recently purchased a property which will be the new hub of the JFI and all our other activities on Long Island, where all our learning, classes, events can take place.
The Jewish Heritage Center, for most of our 30 years, was outreach, reaching out to people who didn't have a yeshiva background and often didn't have any connection to Torah at all. Over the last 5 years, aside from increasing our outreach activities, the center now has 2 separate divisions working what we call inreach, bringing the beauty of Torah to people that either, like in our Brooklyn Center, grew up in religious families and lost their footing, or in Queens, strengthening mainstream yeshiva high school students.
One of our primary programs that we have is the drop-in center in Borough Park, named after the location, 1225.
Under the incredible dedication and leadership of Reb Ozer Babad.
He's extremely capable. He's there for the guys always, no matter what time of the day. It's a drop-in center for Hasidic youth, mainly. Between the age of 16, 25, these kids are on the streets. They have very little support in their lives. We'll refer many of them to therapy if it's necessary. We even send them to rehab.
State-of-the-art, few thousand square foot
beautiful TV lounge, a beautiful hangout room, hot food every night. We have people there who are there to listen to them and talk to them and help them, guide them through whatever the challenges are that they're facing.
A safe place for them to find acceptance, mentorship, learning. We have the GED program, which is helping young Hasidim who do not have high school diplomas a way to get a job and get a career. We provide them the whole process from the beginning to end. Through the GED program, to career guidance, college guidance, placement guidance, job placement.
On a typical night that we're open at 1225 in this drop-in center, we'll have anywhere between 30 to 80 guys showing up.
And we're taking these boys and girls looking for meaning and stability in their lives, and we're providing that for them at 1225.
You sit back and reflect on 30 years, and we're blessed. What a blessing it's been.
The story of the Jewish Heritage Center, these 3 decades, is an incredible reflection of the way in which Torah speaks to all Jews on all levels, from all backgrounds, and how Jews on all levels and from all backgrounds are so receptive to the message of Torah.